What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis, including money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, and the stimulus check update. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. And remember that new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also, thanks so much for hitting the like button for us down below. In this video, we got a lot to talk about here. Another major state announces new $1,000 stimulus checks, this time actually from Republicans. That's right, for potentially millions of people. That's right. And actually, a lot of news from the Republican side in this video. The National Republican National Committee actually announces that they're going to be withdrawing from the presidential debate. That's right. For the next presidential debate. So major news there. And we could be moving to a 32-hour work week. That's right, a 4-day work week instead of 5 days. Yeah, kind of strange here. We got a lot to talk about here in this video, so let's jump right in. Yeah, so first up, Republican lawmakers visiting Ukraine, actually in Ukraine, the first U.S. lawmakers to visit Ukraine. Very, very dangerous, in my opinion. I mean, it's literally a war zone over there. Literally. And you could see here Montana Senator Steve Daines, a Republican, and Ukrainian/American representative, House Representative Victoria Spartz, who is the first American congresswoman born in Ukraine here in the United States. She's there also, a Republican from Indiana. This week became the first American lawmakers to travel to Ukraine in the aftermath of the Russian invasion. It's the wording there is pretty suspect because it's not really the aftermath because it's still going on. But you can see here they traveled from the Ukrainian capital Kyiv to Bucha, where that absolute travesty happened, where Russia literally killed hundreds of civilians. And they said, quote, "There is indisputable evidence of Putin's war crimes everywhere. The images of shallow mass graves filled with civilians." Yeah, you can see the statement here. Really, really sad. And words can't even describe it. The Republicans' statements say, quote, "America and the world need to know about Putin's atrocities against the innocent people of Ukraine now, not after the time has passed and the aftermath of evil and bloodshed has been cleaned up. The sooner we can provide Ukraine with the lethal aid they need to win this war, the sooner we will end the war crimes. I'm proud to help show that America stands shoulder to shoulder with the people of Ukraine to fight for their freedom," he continued. Spartz, the first American congresswoman to have been born in Ukraine, told the New York Times that it's important to show our support to show that we care. Quote, "Nothing can substitute for actually being here and seeing it firsthand." And they're literally risking their lives by being there as well. Multiple, I think at this point, dozens of journalists have been injured or died as well. Quote, "Spending time with people and leaders here in Ukraine who have been horribly affected by this war." Also, yesterday, a major Russian warship, in fact, their largest Russian warship that they had, besides the one and only single aircraft carrier that Russia has, was sunk. It's officially been sank. It's pretty massive. You can see it pictured here. I mean, it's hard to really tell how massive it is just by, a small picture here on a screen. But you're literally not going to believe what Putin said happened here with this sinking of this ship. This guy Putin is just unbelievable. So this ship is now sunk, and so Ukraine fired missiles at this ship. Ukraine says they hit the ship. Russia says, "Oh no, they didn't hit the ship." Russia is literally saying, so literally it's war, right? Ukraine's firing missiles at the ship. Russia says, "Oh no, Ukraine didn't sink the ship. There was a fire on the ship, and the fire caused munitions on the ship to explode, and our own munitions sunk the battleship." So during war, Putin is saying that they basically sunk their own battleship, their own flagship battleship, their largest battleship. They don't have any others nearly as big. And so instead of saying, "Hey, it went down in battle," he's literally saying, "Oh no, Ukraine didn't sink it. We sunk it by accident." This guy is just unbelievable. He literally is just lies at every. I can't even. I literally got tears in my eyes. I was actually reading some things online, and just some of the comments were just unbelievable. It's just the next thing you know, Putin will say, "Oh no, it didn't even sink. We recharacterized it as a submarine. It's not even sunk." And it's just like it's just the comedy of the things that Putin said. It says is just unbelievable. Oh no, it's not even. Obviously, this is comedy, right? But some of the comments I was reading online were just absolutely just hilarious because Putin he's just unbelievable. Next thing you know, he'll be saying, obviously this is a joke, but he'll be saying, "Oh no, it's not even sunk. We've recharacterized it as a denazification submarine, and it's now searching for Nazis under the sea floor." This guy is just unbelievable. I mean, literally, they're shooting missiles at it. It's on fire after that, and they just want to say, "Oh no, we sunk our own battleship." This guy is just literally the biggest liar on the planet. I mean, if we go back in time here, he says, "Oh, we're withdrawing our forces. We're not going to invade." 2 days later, they're invading Ukraine. Does he not realize that the whole world is paying attention? It's just like, does anybody even like? It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. Like instead of saying, "Oh yeah, it went down in a glorious battle. We're gonna give medals to everybody who fought valiantly. Our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody." He's saying, "Oh no, we sunk our own battleship by accident." Next up, the Republican Party has voted to withdraw from presidential debates. From what it looks like here, from here on forthwith. Um, this is from all problems they've been having in the past, saying that they feel they've been biased in the past. And from what it looks like, the Republican Party will not be competing in any future Republican or any Republican Democrat presidential big debates going forward. Yeah, you can see here the Republican National Committee voted on Thursday to withdraw from the commission responsible for organizing presidential debate, taking a line from former President Trump, who repeatedly leveled accusations of anti Republican bias against the group. The RNC unanimously voted, effectively barring its presidential nominees from participating in events organized by the Commission on Presidential Debates, which has run such debates since 1988. In a statement released shortly after the vote, RNC chairwoman said that the GOP would, quote, find newer, better debate platforms to ensure that future nominees are not forced to go through the biased CPD in order to make their case to the American people. Saying, quote, debates are an important part of the democratic process, and the RNC is committed to free and fair debates. And the Commission on the Presidential Debates is biased and has refused to enact simple and common sense reform to help ensure fair debates, including hosting debates before voting begins and selecting moderators who have never worked for candidates on the debate stage. Yeah, let me know your thoughts here in the comments. And it looks like, unless something changes, any future Republican candidates will not be having any presidential debates one on one with any Democratic nominees. So I'll keep you up to date. The California state stimulus checks for this year, which could be a potential of $400 per person or $800 for married couples. They might do it this year for car owners. So, assuming that mom and dad own a car each, or grandma, grandpa, or yeah, brothers or anything like that. If you own one car, $400, or something like that, or two people own two cars, $800. That's the current proposal directly from the governor, Gavin Newsom. Last year, they sent out $600 per person to everybody that made under $75,000 and filed a tax return, so they knew how much money you made. And called it the Golden State Stimulus Program. It went out to like I said, over about 27 million people in the state of California last year. It was the largest state stimulus check program that went out last year. And $1,100, if you had a child, you got an extra $500 for the state of California. So the governor said there is going to probably be something done this year as well. And we have another massive state, a pretty big state, now considering a new stimulus check here. This time from Republicans. Yeah, and you could see here Missouri, the state of Missouri, Missouri House GOP. GOP stands for Grand Old Party. It's an old nickname for the state, or no, I'm sorry, the state, but the the Republican Party pitches $500 tax breaks, or in this case, tax refunds, which is really just a check back in your pocket. Remember that a stimulus check is actually a tax rebate. And you can see here, I got multiple different articles up here. Missouri lawmakers want to give residents a $500 tax credit. Springfield Senator Lincoln Hugh proposes $500 tax credits for all amid $3 billion budget surplus. Yeah, for the state of Missouri, $500 per person, $1,000 for married couples. Yeah, this is a good one. Check this one out. Missouri House leadership and other Republican House members are working towards helping working Missourians with the rising cost of living. Democrats, however, are saying they had a similar amendment that was turned down earlier in April. So there is a little bit of controversy here on this one. But regardless, hopefully they can come to an agreement here. Again, I'm not from either party. I really just hope that people get help. It's all that really matters to me. So I'm not sure if I even knew about the earlier one from Democrats. If I would have, reported it to you guys here. The House Budget Committee filed legislation HB 3021 on April 11th. The bill would have created a one-time economic recovery tax credit for Missouri residents who paid personal income tax in the state for 2021. The Democratic version wanted to use the unprecedented general revenue surplus to make cash payments to Missourians. With the latest piece of legislation, anyone filing an individual tax Missouri personal income tax return would get up to a $500 credit. Married couples filing jointly would get up to $1,000. Missouri State Representative Cody Smith said the credit is limited to people who lived in Missouri for the entire tax year of 2021. A hearing on this House bill was planned for Wednesday, April 13th. As families struggle to make ends meet with the rising cost of inflation, it's important that we do everything we can to help them keep more of their hard-earned dollars, says a Republican Carthage, or said Smith. The state is fortunate to have a record surplus that we can use a portion of to provide direct economic relief to working Missourians. House Speaker Rob Viscaro and Majority Floor Leader Dean Plocher announced their strong support for the plan as it was filed. As a caucus, we have made it clear that we do not support the idea of spending every available dollar to increase the size of government, but believe individual Missourians are the best decision makers for how to spend their tax dollars. Democratic House Minority Leader from the state, Representative Kevin Windham, offered an amendment to House Bill 3020 on April 11th that would provide cash assistance to low and moderate income Missourians. He said that the Republicans defeated the amendment on a vote 41 to 85 and said it's astounding how quickly House Republicans flip-flopped on the idea. However, unlike the Democratic version that was targeted towards Missourians who would most benefit, the GOP plan primarily benefits the wealthy. While we are pleased Republicans are following the lead of House Democrats on this issue, their proposal needs improvement. However, Republicans said that this proposal gives every Missouri taxpayer a one-time $500 tax credit. And it's called the It's Your Money Act. Comes with a state surplus that is flush with cash. And it's coming from a committee hearing on Thursday. And it says, I don't believe people pay taxes so the government can put this money in the bank. I believe most people would probably agree that some taxes are necessary and services that are rendered by the state are necessary. I mean, you got to pay for police, school, roads. I mean, you got to pay some taxes. It's just how you need those services. However, the idea that we're carrying a $3 billion balance in general is, in my opinion, a little bit unnecessary. So, under this legislation, the Department of Revenue would automatically apply the credit to any liability a taxpayer owes and would be applied as a refund if the person has no liability. Couples who file taxes jointly will receive a $1,000 tax credit or check. Officials estimate the total amount of the state money returned could be anywhere from $1.7 billion to $2.45 billion. One group testified on the bill, the nonpartisan Missouri Budget Project, which supported the legislation but did say some concerns on the size of the fiscal note is perhaps a little bit larger than we're normally comfortable with. And so there's a nonpartisan bill. And they actually said that it might be sending out too much money. It might not leave enough left over for the state. It might be cutting it a little bit too thin. And a hearing on the bill did not see any inputs from Democrats. So this kind of gives you an input into a lot. I'm seeing a lot of comments in the comment section about our state's run by Republicans or our state will never pass a stimulus check. So this is exactly how your state could do it. So sometimes I'm seeing some states who say our state will never do it, and here's kind of what happens. One party from the state could throw a proposal out there. It could be shot down, but then the other party from the state, whether it's Republican or Democratic, and I'm not from either party, but this is exactly how stimulus checks from your state could come in the near future, exactly like Missouri. And in fact, I've seen Missouri in the comment section a lot saying Missouri will never pass a stimulus check. Well, here it is being debated right now in your state if you're from Missouri. Potentially $500 per person. Democrats and Republicans literally debating it right now in your state. Could be $500 or $1,000 for married couples. So um, anything is possible for every state. And of course, the federal government's debating this as well. So fingers crossed for everybody, states and federal. And of course, if both happens, some people could get double checks. Um, yeah, I will keep you up to date here with everything going on here. And this kind of gives you an insight on how these negotiations go down, because it's not just why don't they pass it? I get that a lot in the comments. I get that a lot. I get it. It's not that easy. They have to actually have the votes. Each state is different, and each state has Joe Manchins and Nancy Pelosi's and Mitch McConnell's of the world, and this is how things go down. So, gives you a little bit of insight on how things actually get passed. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I get a lot of comments saying, thanks, Jimmy, because it's kind of actually helps me understand how government works, how things work. And that's why I share things like this with you, because it's not about really any one particular state, although I'm trying to cover as many states as I can because this affects everybody. But if you can kind of see the snowball effect rolling here right now, um, it's really starting to catch on for a lot of states. This is really a snowball effect that's literally going down the line here, state by state by state by state. And I think the states that don't pass something, their governors and their states are going to really probably have a negative consequence here, and may just be voted out. Their senators and their elected representatives and everybody. And also, I think that there's probably going to be a lot of money left over even next year. Uh, so a lot of states could have stimulus checks this year and next year as well. So let me know your thoughts. I'll keep you up to date here. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's completely free to do so. You can click here to watch my newest video next, and you can click here to see my new video with multiple different states on stimulus checks and the federal government stimulus checks with a lot of details there. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.